Peace be with you. Welcome to another Open the Book. First thing I'm going to do is light our candle. There we go, you can see it shining there. I love Open the Book. We share so many stories with you. I wonder if you remember, it would have been a long time ago when we came into your school and did a story called The Walls Fall Down. It's in the Bible here. God's people have been wandering in the wilderness and they needed a new place to stay. And they marched to a city called Jericho. They marched round and round the city, round the walls, and then blew their trumpets after they'd marched around 7 times, and the walls of the city collapsed and fell down. It's a really exciting story. Now, there was a lady in that story called Rahab, and she married one of the soldiers that she helped to hide. So she helped the soldiers get into the city, and then she helped them hide. And so she married one of the soldiers, and they had a son who they called Boaz. He's in our story today. So we're going to open the book and read Ruth Finds a New Home.
Naomi was lonely. Her husband was dead. So were her 2 sons. And she was living in a country that was far from home with her sons' widows, Orpah and Ruth.
I'm going home,
said Naomi to her daughters-in-law one day.
back to my own country, back to Bethlehem, where I belong. You must stay here. I will miss you, but this is your country, not mine.
Naomi expected Orpah and Ruth to kiss her and hug her and wave her goodbye. And that is just what Orpah did. But Ruth did something different. She kissed Naomi and she hugged Naomi. And then she said,
I'm coming with you.
Why?
asked Naomi.
Why leave your people and your home to travel to a place you don't know? Here, you have a chance of finding another husband, but I can't give you one.
But no matter what Naomi said, Ruth would not change her mind. She cared for Naomi and wanted to make sure that she returned home safe and sound.
I am going with you,
she said.
and that's all there is to it. From now on, your people will be my people, and your God will be my God.
So Naomi and Ruth travelled to Bethlehem. And while Naomi greeted her relatives, Ruth went off to find a job. But that was hard because she came from a different country. So she ended up gathering bits of barley in a field that belonged to a man named Boaz. Bits that were left behind when the workers gathered the grain. Gotten that? Boaz soon noticed Ruth. He'd heard about what she'd done for Naomi. He admired her courage and her loyalty. And he also took a shine to her. And that is why the next day he told his workers that they should leave a bit more barley behind on purpose. And now Ruth would have more to take home with her. Ruth was delighted. And when she told Naomi what had happened, and when she showed Naomi all the barley she'd found, Naomi asked her who the field belonged to.
A man named Boaz,
said Ruth. And now Naomi was delighted too, because Boaz was one of her relatives. And in a flash, Naomi turned from mother-in-law to matchmaker.
Put on your best dress
She told Ruth.
and a little perfume too. You're going to visit Boaz tonight.
And so Ruth did. And Boaz liked her so much that he immediately arranged to marry her. Ruth was delighted, and Naomi was too, for God had rewarded Ruth's loyalty and had given her both a husband and a home. And what is more, Ruth gave birth to a son whose name was Obed. And Obed's son was Jesse. And one of Jesse's sons was a shepherd boy named David, who ran into a giant one day. That's another story, and it's a story you've heard us tell. The end.
Ruth could have taken the easy way out and left Naomi to travel alone, but instead she did the right thing and she went with her to Bethlehem. It must have been very difficult arriving there with no home, no food and no money. I'm really glad that Boaz agreed to look after them, aren't you? We all need looking after sometimes, whether we're grown up like Naomi and Ruth, or whether children like you. So close your eyes for a moment. Let's have a think about someone who looks after us. Now I'm going to say a prayer, and if you want to make it your prayer, you can say Amen at the end after me. Dear God, thank you that Boaz looked after Naomi and Ruth when they needed help. Show us how we can help people who have no home or food or money. Amen. Today's Open the Book story came from the Lion Storyteller Bible, used with the kind permission of Lion Hudson Limited.